Thank you for joining us this evening. We have a wonderful show planned for you. We have our specialist in psychic numerology, Psychic Joanne Leo, the fabulous Joanne Leo. And she's going to help us out with some readings. So please jump on, people. And we're going to chit chat about a few psychic things. Wanted to point out my website to you. It's carolancarey.com, CarolanCarey. And I hope you'll check that out. You can message me through there, or my phone number is on there. You can call me, book an appointment. I hope you will consider me your spirit connection. Here in the Psychic Flow, we like to explore the magical and the mystical. We have all kinds of guests planned for 2020. So I hope you'll join us. I was just speaking to Tiffany Michelle White, our producer on Goldylocks Productions. So please check out those shows. We're bouncing around a couple of ideas. You have some great shows on here. And am I saying this right? Patron? Is that correct? Patron.
Patreon.
Is our special Patreon.
Yeah.
I told Tiffany I practiced this 3 times already before the show started. We have special shows on there for members only, and you can pick your member level. You can go for as little as $3 to up to, I don't know how much, but you get, as a special guest, you get to watch some private shows that are not shown publicly. And also, we just gave away a couple of readings to some of our watchers and listeners. So you can also see the regular shows on Goldylocks Productions and Spreaker and a few other places. So please check that out. We'd love to have you. We need some more people jumping on here. Otherwise, you're going to end up listening to us both chit chat, and that's okay. Let me introduce my lovely and fabulous guest, Psychic Joanne Leo. Hi, Joanne. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Carolan.
It's good to see you. You look gorgeous.
Oh, thanks.
We have, I want to tell people, if they're not aware of all of your gifts, I'm going to give you a little intro, a little bio here. Joanne was a 6-figure corporate exec and changed her life path. And she is now tarot with a twist and readings from the heart. She uses a special philosophy that she learned, and I'll let her tell you about that. She discovered this gift quite incidentally and was kind of told that this is what she was going to be doing the rest of her life, which I think is lovely. And I'll let Joanne explain that. Joanne is the soul reader with her abilities, her gifts. She takes your, excuse me one second. Too much citronelle in here. Excuse me. She takes your date of birth and the way your name is spelled. And that is her ticket to heaven to see what your record says. Is that right? That's right, right?
Well, yeah. Your name on your birth certificate and your birth date is how you're registered in heaven. And it's really a blueprint because the soul never dies. And our soul has to go through many different experiences to round out a soul. So let's say, for instance, you've lived a life and you're up in heaven and you work on what you accomplished or some of the things that you didn't accomplish that you just kind of put in the holding pattern. And when your soul is ready, you choose your mother, your father, your siblings, your teachers, your job, your lovers, your mates, your children. Everything is really kind of in your blueprint. And when I do a chart, it really kind of unravels so that you understand your blueprint. It also helps you grow so that it knows what you need to work on as well. And secondly, it gives you your strengths. But the wonderful thing is your birth date is a wonderful predictor because it changes consistently. It changes by the year on New Year's Eve. It changes by the month, by the week. So those numbers talk to me. It's like a download from heaven. And so if they have a specific question, I also do relationship charts. I love doing families because you can really see the karmic connection. with families when you put it all together. I've helped many parents with their children and overcoming some challenges, or I love doing babies because first of all, before they name them, I can really help them so that they don't make a kind of an error, so to speak, that would make it more difficult in a life. But also with children, because of their chart, I can help guide them to what is really some of the things, like if it's a self-esteem thing or self-confidence, or maybe study habits, or getting them into a different sport or something to hone them. It's very fascinating when you're dealing with the soul. So I love it. And when I've worked expos, nobody does what I do. And I'm grateful. I didn't ask for this job, I got appointed. So, but I love what I do.
Mhm. I love that you answered the calling to do this work. And I think that you would agree, right? This work has evolved since you started. How long have you been doing this work, Joanne?
Well, I was very fortunate to have some beautiful spiritual teachers that I'm telling you, being a Leo, you really kind of have to really kind of bang your way into my life. And I had some fabulous teachers. I started in 1978
Wow.
and studying. And then in 1984, I met the doctorate. She had a doctorate in numerology, and she was one of those old time spiritual people, and she was tough, very strict, because I don't think a lot of people really realize, because we get indoctrinated. Um, and I think you can appreciate this. People get indoctrinated for the simple fact that there will be some religious sects that will say that it's taboo, it's evil, it's the work of the devil, and it's absolutely not true. If you look at the Bible, they talk about the stars in the sky, the constellations.
Yes.
There's a book of Numbers in the Bible. It's a
Correct.
very. I have not in all my years of doing this, but I'm pretty selective, as you know, of who I hang with. Um, that it's a very spiritual quest. I mean, I've never met an astrologer who wasn't really connected to God, and I've really, in my teachings of numerology, is very God connected, not secular. Okay, it's got no denomination attached to it. It's from my mouth to God's ear and God's voice to my soul.
And hence the tagline for you, your hashtag is the soul reader, because you
Exactly.
really are. It's and no one does what you do, Joanne. It's what I like about our creme de la creme group,
Yes.
some of which are radio show hosts here on Goldylocks Productions, um, and associates. We know people who have unique abilities, and
Yeah.
their readings are all different. There's nothing cookie cutter about it.
Mm-mm.
And if you want to know what's going on in your life, in your man's life, in your lady's life, is this the right partner for me? If you need a life coach, if you need advice, you need romantic advice or career advice, Psychic Joanne Leo, and her website is psychicjoanneleo.com. She can help you with that. That's the woman to go to right here. This lovely blonde lady, lovely. And she's got a heart of gold, but she will not, she's not going to give me any fluff. So there's no fluff involved. I believe in that too. If you need to speak to a deceased loved one, I'd be glad to be your spirit connection. So we refer people back and forth, Joanne and I,
Yes.
and it's wonderful. She's got an excellent gift. I've watched her uh, at many appearances, many psychic fairs, and clients that I've referred to her, and they are delighted and astounded and shocked at the information that Joanne is able to get from your date of birth and your birth name, which is very interesting. So, Joanne, we have people already ganging up here. So,
I
are
see that. I see that. I
you ready
see.
to rock and roll?
I want to say hello to Linda. I see her here. And also, I don't know who this is, but it says my 16-year-old grandson is 2/20/2004 Jason. Is that you, Linda? I'm not
That's
sure.
Sharon.
Oh, that's Sharon. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see what I can come up with here.
Okay.
So that's Jason, right?
Correct.
Okay. So it's I'd say Jason's he's smart, but he's stubborn. Okay. So when you want to make an impression upon him, you better not be a weenie about the whole thing. um, because it has to make sense to him, number one, and you can't be wishy-washy about it. This year is a year for him to, if he's going to really, he's 16, he's very impressionable. So I think what's really, really important with the essence that he's in this year is for him to buckle down and to really, really toe the mark as far as whatever studies, or if he's in any type of sports or extracurricular activity, that he really sticks to it. Um, I think that there's a part of him that he doesn't like a lot of drama. Okay, so he's not one to, but he, he can, when needs to speak up, or you tell him to do something, he's gonna hear you. But a lot of times he's got to spend some time to sign up for it. Do you understand? So he can be a little, teenage years is tough. I don't care how you want to slice it. Definitely can be straight to the point. Let me see about his. I definitely believe he's an old soul, Sharon. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And I guess the biggest challenge that he has in this lifetime that I feel is for him to have a tremendous sense of self-esteem and to stick to the task. Security would be very important to him, a sense of self-esteem, and sticking to the basics here. But I do feel that he's got, if he's focused, I'm telling you, this kid can, can shoot for the moon. Okay, so there you go for Jason. Anything else you want to say about Jason? He's straight to the point and wise beyond his years. Yes, he's an old soul. That's why. Okay. Linda. I see Linda six. Whoa, whoa, I lost it there a little bit. Let's see. Linda 626. What was that? What do you see there? 626 was that
58.
1958. Okay, yeah, kind of lost that there for a minute. Okay, so we got a 12. You have to give me a minute here, folks. I got to compute. And so the angels talk to me here. So, okay. So you've got a 2. So, Linda, this is a year for you, kind of like it's got an 18-month hook to it. And what I want to say is that it sometimes can be a little heavy duty. Um, I know when I went through this cycle, um, I moved from a house that I lived in for 20 years. Oh my God, that was a challenge. Um, some people move, some people change jobs, some people go through a lot of emotional dramas within families or work situations and things like that. But here's the good news: if you kind of sort through what's good for me, not good for me, healthy for me, not healthy for me, people, places, and things, when you come out of this 18-month cycle, which you will be out of it, let's see, this started for you, let's see, I want to say September, so we've got to go through. It's going to be probably by June of next year. Okay, so don't get yourself all worked up here. You're going to be more sensitive, and but it's going to force you to make some choices. Good for me, not good for me, healthy for me, not healthy for me. Stand strong in your shoes is the best thing I can tell you. Um, and be true to yourself. And Carol Ann's heard me say that many, many times, because we got to love ourselves through the ups and the downs and the ins and the outs. Okay. So, but I say, Linda, this is, an emotional roller coaster here for 18 months. So you just got to stay focused. Okay. Don't get off track. Don't let, people rock your world. Stay strong. Okay. So let's see here. Who
We
else do
missed,
I?
we had Sharon had we brought in her grandson, but she had also given you her birth date. Do you
Oh,
want to
what?
do that one?
Okay.
6/19/1960, Sharon.
1960.
Don't want to miss it, Sharon.
Hold on, Sharon.
Sharon won our drawing Monday,
Oh, did
and
she?
she has a reading with me tomorrow.
Oh, good.
That's one of the benefits of being on the. Let me make sure I do this right.
Well, you know what? It's really funny, and it doesn't surprise me how spirit works and how souls gather. I could do
Oh, with Sarah? No.
talking with Sharon. Sharon is 619, correct?
Wait a minute. Sharon, 6/19/60.
Oh, Sarah. Sarah is 619. Okay.
No, Sharon is right.
It says Sarah won the reading. Okay.
Oh, Sarah won the reading. Yes,
Okay.
sorry. So that's
Okay.
strictly
So
me,
have
not
I
you.
got it, have I got this straight?
Don't listen to me. I'm just the host, all right? Don't listen to me.
That's okay. We're
I
fine.
was just mentioning that Sarah, I said Sharon, it's Sarah, won a reading with me from the Patreon, right?
Patreon. Yes.
Patreon link. And I was trying to find that, and I thought I had time before you started. Let me see where it is. Okay, here it is. Patreon. And that is, you get all kinds of special freebies and gifts and whatever for joining for as little as $3 a month or $10 a month. It is www.patreon.com/Goldylocks Productions. So we do some special shows, as you'll get to know the radio show hosts on Goldylocks Productions and maybe win a free reading. So Sarah has a half-hour reading tomorrow with me. Okay.
Okay. So
Sorry, Sharon. All right. So let's get back to reading, Sharon.
Sharon is 619. Is that correct? Please. Is
Six,
that right? Yes.
yes, it's
Okay, good.
1960.
All right. So, Sharon, this is funny because I was trying to interject here on how souls kind of gather. Like, even when I do shows, and it'd be like, oh my God, I'm looking at the same kind of essence of personal experience or personal year of what's going on. And how I just did that previous one, you're into that 18-month cycle as well. So people, places, and things, you're going to have to sort it through. Good for me, not good for me. Healthy for me, not healthy for me. And it really is great. I guess the best way to describe this essence for both of you that I came up with this is it's like going into an attic where you've been storing people, places, things, emotions, feelings, drama, happiness, all those good stuff. It's like up in an attic. And so now we climb the stairs, we open the door, go, oh my God, how did all this stuff get up here? People, places, things. So now we're going to sort. Now we're going to, this goes. This is definitely leaving. This I'm going to think about. And then we have the other pile is that these are my treasures. So it's really kind of retooling your soul because once you get through this new cycle, okay, you will be into a brand new 8-year cycle, which will be you'll be into a one cycle, which is building and beginnings and fresh starts and a leg up. I love those kind of things, but you've got to go through this processing here because sometimes things get worn out or have served their purpose. People, places, things. Okay. And that's another thing that Carolan knows that I do because I'm a life coach as well. So when people go through their ups, their downs, their ins or their outs, I have specific things that I have in my modalities that I use to help people get unstuck and kind of retool their soul and also get the power back. a lot of times going through life, it's amazing on how we segue ourselves and reduce our sense of self or our inner power or our self-esteem. Um, and that's because it's like when we're two, be nice, share your toys, don't look that way, don't say that, be nice. And so we learn to put ourselves aside and not sometimes not speak up for ourselves, or uh, learn to find that sense of self. If we're shy, or we don't like drama, guess what? The drama is eventually going to find us again anyway, because you can't push it aside. It hasn't gone away. It hasn't gone anywhere, right? So this year and a half cycle is a good thing, but sometimes can be an intense thing. Okay. Um, if you want, you can look at my website, you can get a hold of me, and we can work you through the different things, because by the month, your numbers will change. Okay.
We've got
What
some
if
people joining us from YouTube. Thank you very much. Welcome to In the Psychic Flow. We have let's see, Selena. Hello, my name is Selena. Joanne, what does this year look like for me? My birth date is 7/7/76.
Selena? Well, first of all, I would say when you have that kind of birthday, Selena, first of all, you like everything in order. You might be a little picky, you know. Hopefully, you're not a perfectionist, because I've been doing this 40 something years and I haven't met a happy perfectionist yet. So, um, I like to say to people with your kind of essence, forget about perfect. It's good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. In other words, swing that leg out of bed, and I'm going to give it my best shot today. I'm going to give it my best of everything today. There's no perfect in there, is there? Not whatsoever. So that's the important thing is, but you're always going to seek knowledge. You're a great problem solver. If I had a big stack of hay here and I threw 5 needles in it, I'd put money on you and I'd become a millionaire. Okay, because you're never going to quit until you find all 5. Okay, and I would be taking bets of everybody that wouldn't believe you'd finish. Well, you would. Um, this is a very interesting year for you, because this is the very third person who's in the 18-month cycle. Can you believe it, Carolan?
Am I in 18-month cycle too?
I don't think, no, you're in a 4. You're in a 4. You're all about organization. You're all about work. You're all about getting restructured. And that's true. Think about it. We just talked about that the other day.
Yes, definitely.
But
How do you
change.
determine if someone is in a 4-year, 4-month, or 18 months? How do you determine that?
Well, it's all calculations. It's by your month, your day of birth, or whatever. But my interpretations aren't in a book or on a computer, because it's a
Right.
download from heaven. So if I give you, excuse me, I got to shift here a minute. If I give you a message, it's not somewhere where you can go document it. You know what I'm saying? Or go look up the whole
Right.
big villa here. Um, you know, uh, this 18-month cycle is really kind of a reset to clear the deck, to change things around, what no longer serves me, but that's my spirit guide talking from heaven to me, to you, and
Okay.
I wish I could teach it, but I can't, because I can't give it's my spirit guide, and he took over my work. I used to do everything by the book before. I would give you the whole Megillah exactly the way they teach it. And that's not
So
what
what you're getting when you look at Selena and her date of birth, 7/7/76, your psychic numerology and your
it's a download from
impression
heaven.
is
Right.
coming through that the next 18 months, she's in an 18-month or in the middle of an 18-month cycle.
It's like clearing the deck. what I can say though that let's see here. Let me look at this. There'll be some changes coming up. I really feel like she's gonna April, May, and June. She's really gonna have to act quick or make some quick decisions or be flexible. That's what I want her name to be this year. I want her middle name to be flexible. Okay.
Mhm.
And I feel like there might be a trip or a big major change of some sort in July, August, and September.
Okay.
And then I feel by the fall it's going to be all about either work or home. That is good, definitely. Like with home, a lot of times when I see this, people start reorganizing or renovate or whatever. Or if it's with the work situation, they're working their tushies off and working double shifts or overtime. So
Okay.
that's what I have to say for Celine.
Thank you, Selena, for joining us today. That's great. Thanks for explaining that, Joanne. We also have Diana from YouTube. That's very nice of you to join us. Thank you, Diana. She is asking about finances and health. Date of birth 5/10/1967.
Huh, that's my husband's birthday, 5.
Ooh,
Yeah. 1967. So, oh, this is good. Home free. What's her name? What's her first name? What's
Diana.
her? What is it?
Diana.
Diana.
Mhm.
Diana. Yes, you're out of that 18-month cycle, honey. So the last year and a half probably wasn't an easy rodeo, but now you're on your brand new cycle, which is exciting. It's kind of like I like to equate it like if you owned a farm, you know. Now in the 9-year cycle, we took all the crops up, right? And we had to decide, oh my God, am I going to grow asparagus, green beans, wheat, or whatever? Oh, nope, I got to rework the soil. So I've got a year to really kind of make that right. So now you're into this brand new cycle of now I'm going to plant the seeds of what I want to do, work on myself, set some new goals, um, get excited about new beginnings, fresh start. Um, what the thing about you're sensitive, but you don't like, you like things organized, but you're very smart and you're very strong. So I would say this is a time for you to really make some new plans. Anything that has to do with anything like you're going to purchase something. First of all, don't purchase anything till after Mercury retrograde, number one, which is, I believe Tiffany told us the other day, the 10th. But when it comes to April, May, and June, any contracts, any decisions to be made, you need to weigh them out, pros and cons. I would be a little cautious there. It has to do with paperwork, so it could be stocks, bonds, uh, buying, selling, or anything that has to do with contracts. I would be very cautious. And also, when we get into uh, July, August, and September, I would be really excited because I really think that that's a time for you to either get a raise, make some investments. It's definitely a prosperous time for you. And then there's travel or there's a lot of fun gatherings coming up in October, November, and December. So there you go.
Great. Thank you, Diana, for tuning in to In the Psychic Flow. I inadvertently skipped one here, which is Naya. I think that's how you said Naya or Naya.
Mhm.
8/12/98. That's a youngin.
Yes. Well, Naya, I hope you follow your intuition because every time you haven't followed your gut feeling, you'll make a boo boo. So pay attention. And don't be impulsive because you can be a little stubborn. Right. So we've got 2 or 2. If you're in a relationship this year, I think you need to weigh out: is it good for me, not good for me, healthy for me, not healthy for me? It definitely has to do a lot of family stuff coming up this year as well too. Um, I feel like your patience is being tested. So that's another thing to do. Good for me, not good for me, healthy for me, not healthy for me. Um, Definitely could be a trip in the summer, July, August, September, or as a major change of some sort. And it's time to get busy October, November, December as far as a work situation or a study situation, one of the two. There's no time for slacking off there at all. So it's kind of like putting the pedal to the metal. Okay.
Great job. Okay. It was for Naya or Naya. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I think I missed another one here. Let me back up a moment. I apologize. Who is this? Oh, Linda had asked, you'd already read her, but she'd asked about her mother. Can you tell me about my mother and our relationship? 10/5/38.
What is it?
10/5/38 is Linda's mother.
What's Linda's birthday?
I knew you were going to ask me that. Linda
Well,
is.
she wants to know about her mother, then I got to look at her too.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting there. What's going on here? 6/26/58, Linda.
Well, it's really funny because you were her mother in a previous lifetime, so that's kind of interesting.
That's scary, right?
Oh, I love doing charts, and it's really funny because I think that there could be they're both little personalities here that can sometimes butt heads though, but they do love each other. Um, I think her mother's a very strong character, that's for sure. Uh, okay, 4 2. Who's more bossy? Are you more bossy with your mother now, Linda? Are you the boss now?
Her name is, mom's name is Connie.
Right, I got that.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. She hasn't answered yet.
Okay.
No, she is the boss.
Who's the boss? Who's the boss?
The
Linda or
mom.
Connie? Huh?
The mom.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, she's like, don't tell me what to do, how to do it, where to do it, or when to do it. But you were like that when you were her mother too, so it's a karmic thing.
Karma, karma, karma.
Her mom's in a new cycle this year. I think she's kind of spunky, to be honest with you. She's just got to watch her kidneys and her stomach issues this year. I think make sure she's hydrated, and I would definitely like to see her take digestive enzymes and probiotics. How do you like that for coming down from heaven?
Wow. Afraid to ask.
So that's what Connie needs to do.
Okay. Good deal, Connie and Linda. I hope you enjoyed that from Psychic Joanne Leo. Don't forget to check out Joanne's website at psychicjoanneleo.com. She has different reading styles of readings on there. Tarot with a twist, readings from the heart. She has 30-minute and I think hour-long readings, life coaching sessions.
Yeah.
Talks all about Joanne's background and how she went from a six-figure exec to being the soul reader. So, it's a unique reading that you will not experience from anyone else. It's unique information pertaining just to you. And it's not generic. It's not like reading your horoscope or astrological, nonsense. It is just pertaining to you because it's unique. That's your stamp. your date of birth and the way your name was spelled, your birth name. And that is Joanne's view to heaven right there. She gets that connection for you and delivers some very good insight that you will not get anywhere else. We skipped over a couple. Let me get
Look
back.
at that.
Oh,
Okay.
Linda is replying to you about her mom, Connie. She is very ill with Parkinson's, stomach issues, and kidney issues. So that was right on, Joanne. Thank you so much for that. And let me see. I got to get back here. Rosemary.
Rosemary.
32662.
320.
Rosemary has joined us before in the Psychic Flow. She would like to know about her finances. Will things get any better?
Okay. They are going to get better. I feel like, first of all, it's like my spiritual teacher used to tell me, you have to be a good steward of your money and think things through. But I believe that April, May, and June is going to be much better financially for her. I think that there's some decisions to make, but I don't want you to do it with a nervous attitude. I want you to get out a piece of paper, draw the line down the middle, and do our pros and our cons. Don't get into any arguments in July, August, or September. Stick to I statements. There's no fight with I's. Carolan knows what I'm talking about. When that happened, I was embarrassed. When that was said, I was angry. See, if we do you, we're going to go to war. So, or there's going to be an unsettling issue. So try to stick to I statements, though, but it's a little unsettling. Also, there could be a short trip. Could be like a long weekend, that type of thing. So I think that as far as Rosemary, now I think especially with your name, Rosemary, you're very sensitive. So a lot of people don't know how deeply wounded you get when something's said or done or whatever. So I really want you to work on that part of it, okay? It's so important that you don't take the arrows, honey. You have to deflect them and stand strong in your shoes. Because I know that you're super sensitive, but that's because you were a healer in a past life. And so you bring forward with your energy and your name. So learn to speak your truth, honey. The I statements is really, 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 really important for you, Rosemary.
Great. Thank you for that, Joanne. We have another young lady her name is Robin, Robyn, and her birth date is 16/1969.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
June 16, 1969.
Okay. All right. So let me see here. Well, first of all, she's an old soul. And the biggest karmic lesson to learn in this lifetime, Robin, is, not to be too rigid or too stubborn or too stuck. I want you to look for the bigger picture kind of thing. In one of your previous lifetimes, and you'll have to do some, balancing here in this lifetime, but either alcohol or drugs took you out in a previous lifetime. So in this lifetime, it may not be you that has the issue of alcohol or drugs. It may be the people that interact with you, okay, or that you have to deal with. It's a karmic thing. So I always tell people when I see this, are you going to lick them or join them? One of the two. So it's a test, and remember who designed this little blueprint. It wasn't me. You did that when you were up in heaven. So in this, I think really in this particular year, let's see, I want to make sure I have this right. It's a real good year for you financially, work-wise, investment-wise, if you're judicious. Did you hear that word, judicious? In other words, think it through. Don't do anything impulsively. Uh, and get good information. Um, but like I said too, uh, this is a very positive year. I feel like you're going to feel a lot lighter in April, May, and June. And pay attention to your gut feelings in the summer, because you're not going to be wrong. But if you ignore it and try to put logic to it, which you do, you overthink. And if I was life coaching you, we'd have to really tear that sucker apart, because when you overthink, you're really too critical and hard on oneself. And that's one of your big lessons in this lifetime, is not to be hard on yourself. So I wish you the best.
I had missed a question on from Sharon that was asking, her birthday was 6/19/60. She said, when does my 18-month cycle end, and does it involve my job? I'm sorry I missed that. Thank you, Robin, for tuning in with us in the Psychic Flow. Hope you enjoyed your reading. Robin says, wow, that was amazing. I am an old soul, and one of my guides is Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, baby.
I love Marilyn.
I do too. I do too. And she was a sensitive soul. It's kind of like when I get into her energy, as being that she was sensitive, she had to learn to stand strong in her own shoes. And as we know her story, that was a biggie. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what was that one now? She wanted to know when her 18-month cycle was up. What's her birthday?
That was
that 6/26?
6. No. Hold up. That was Sharon.
Sharon, yeah. Oh, 6/19. Okay, 6/19.
6/19.
Okay. So let's see. I would say that started in September, and if things were kind of sensitive, emotional from September 2019, we have till, so it'll be to your birthday, not this year, but next year, June. I'm still sticking with June. Can't argue with spirit, honey.
So she's gonna end in June on
Next year, 2021.
Oh, okay. She's got a while to go. I feel for you, because I feel like I'm stuck in retrograde for the rest of my life.
No, you're not.
Okay, good. Good. What did I wanted to ask? Thank you all for joining us. They love this show.
Oh, good.
And that was super, super, super. So Sharon is, oh, that's funny. 6/21. She's like, okay.
I know. It's okay, honey. You'll survive. Believe me.
Excuse me. Joanne, what do you think of 2020 with, like, for example, the contested presidential race, the coronavirus thing, whatever this thing's going on, the fires in Australia? Is this all because of the number year, or is it just because?
Well, a couple different things. First of all, 2020 is about getting order. Things have to get in order.
Okay.
And it signifies balance. It signifies getting organized, finding out. The 4 universal year does not like back and forth and up and down and in and out. It wants order. It wants the checklist. You know how people have a to-do list?
Yeah.
Well, the universal 2020 is saying we want order. We want truth. It's a number of truth as well. It's like it has to make sense. People who live by lists are very organized people, are they not? They don't do anything until they check it off the Fagagity list, right? Right?
Right.
So It's the same thing with what's going on in the universe now, and it gets to truth. Now, as far as this virus goes, and I, certainly have my thoughts on it, but I feel that it was a manufactured thing. Um, and that goes with the four, because four is work too. And it would also be sometimes can be forceful. So it commands you to, if you're all over the map here, things are going to go in the energy field that it's going to force you to get on track here. It's like, let's get it straight here. Uh, but as far as the virus is going here, and if you really look at the big picture, the flu kills more people. I think, I don't know, and don't quote me on this. Uh, I think 18,000 people have died of the flu. Uh, this is much less, but this is, a very serious thing. You got to wash your hands. You've got to disinfect. And now they had a thing today on the news, wash your, if you handle money, make sure that you really wash your hands, because people could have been sick that handled the money. So guess what? That goes back to order, doesn't it? Organization, system, coming up with a way to do things. So what is everybody learning to do? Hygiene, right? Super hygiene, really, if you really think about it, right?
Wow. Yes, true. True.
So this year is going to be about uh, law, order, not the law so much, but law always goes with order. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether it's spiritual laws, whether it's doing the right thing. Four also represents mother and father. Uh, as far as, what does the mother and father do? They lay down the law, don't they? Because what's a mother and father to do? They're here to teach. They're here to structure, so that you raise people who become responsible adults. Well, now here we have the world that's in a four, right? We
Mhm.
want responsibility. We want order. We want structure. We don't want fluff. We want order.
Great. Good answer. Thank you very much for that. We have another question from Selena, Joanne, for you. She wanted to ask about her son, Aiden, Aidan. His birth date is 7/26/2009.
What's
Any,
her? What's hers again?
what is hers? You're going to ask.
Selena, give me your. Are you
Okay, hold on,
7?
hold on. I get it. Da-da-da-da-da.
Selena.
Selena.
She's the sevens girl. I knew it.
Oh, the 7/1/76 or something.
Well, so your son and you were together in a previous lifetime, honey.
Oh,
And I would say he was your father or big brother, but I feel more father.
ah,
Father. Yeah, definitely father. Uh, so, the tide has turned here. What I would say about Aiden, number one, he's very smart, but he's sensitive. So it's kind of a catch-22 here with this kid. Okay. Um, you've got to give him structure. You can't let him make choices. Oh, well, what do you think? No, he has no experience. Do you understand me? None, zero, zip. You're here to teach him. Okay. So he doesn't make up the rules or the way it's supposed to be done, all that other stuff. No. So remember, if you know that he was your father in your last lifetime, you're the boss this time. Okay? He's not the boss. Okay? I love saying that.
Selena says he acts like my father.
Yeah, he thinks he's the boss. Yeah, right. He has no experience. Hear me on this one. Okay? None, zero, zip.
That's funny.
Uh, yeah. Um, so he's a 7, 8, and an 11, 2. So 2. I think he'd be really good with anything that has to do with being a CEO, CFO, attorney, judge, anything to do with law or structure. He'd be very good as long as he's not your boss while you're trying to raise him. Does that make sense? Okay, he's not the boss. So you better straighten that up real quick.
I got a vision of the movie Patton, General Patton,
Yeah.
and that's how I kind of feel about this young man. That's funny. Sharon,
I gotta tell everybody that I'm chewing my nicotine gum. I quit smoking 14 months ago. So, okay, I gotta have the nicotine, folks. You know, that's just the way it is. So
yeah,
bear
well,
with me. Yeah.
very proud of you. Very proud of you.
That wasn't much of a choice.
Yes.
But,
Well, that's usually how it's like heroin. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Sharon is asking again about her 18 months. Selena says yes.
Oh my God, Sharon, get over it and start taking notes.
Sharon, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Does it include anything with my job? It's everything.
Oh my God, it's everything. It's your house. It's your job. It's your relationships. Everything is going to be weighed out. Okay?
Yeah.
Come on, let's get with the program, Sharon. We did this.
Where are you going to be, Joanne? What's your next, what are your upcoming events where people can see you?
You know what? I haven't really done any.
You're in quarantine. You can't go
Let me tell you what I did start that is so much flippin' fun is because of Frank's immune system and mine, okay, being a question, I now do my readings through Duo, the Google Duo. I'm having a blast. Are you kidding? It's like this.
Oh,
And,
good.
yeah. And so that's been a lot of fun.
I'll have to check it out. Is it like Skype? Oh, I think she froze on me. Joanne, you there? I think we might have froze Joanne. Well, she froze. She's going to be very mad that she's not smiling and her eyes aren't open, that she froze. You can check out, yeah, she did. You can check out Psychic Joanne Leo at psychicjoanneleo.com. Joanne also does so much energy. We broke the show, my producer's saying. Joanne does family charts. So you might be interested in going with a family member or giving that information. She just said she does readings on Duo, which I don't know about. So you'll have to check that out. That sounds very interesting. So please give her a call. She's up in Seminole, Florida. We're waiting for Psychic Joanne Leo to see if she can reconnect. It's usually me that gets lost. They might be having thunderstorms up there. I look forward to talking to you also, Sarah. Thank you. Joanne also does life coaching, and she does group readings as well. She could do a group, like if you're having a party, a birthday party or something. It's something different and unique to each person that goes. That's very, very nice. Also gift certificates she has as well on her website. So you might enjoy that. It's a very unique reading. And I had met Joanne several years ago while we were working psychic fairs together and still do on occasion. She is not allowed out of the house right now. Her and her husband, immune systems are low, so they cannot be out at the moment. We wanted to tell everyone about the public shows like this one is on Crowdcast. And you can get on www.crowdcast.io/Goldylocks Productions. So please check out Crowdcast. That's a wonderful thing. Oh, there's Joanne Leo. She's still there. Again, I figured out how to get to okay. Joanne, you're still there. We don't have your picture, but I'm bringing up the fact that you do parties, you do group readings. And I've seen her do it. She's read 45 people, and it was a wonderful experience for everyone that attended. So, I mean, if you have a smaller group, like, 8, 10, whatever people, 12, whatever, Joanne can do that. You've got a birthday party or something like that in mind. And she also offers life coaching sessions. So please check that out And she's also a frequent guest on the Jimmy Mack Show, which is he is one of the fabulous hosts on Goldylocks Productions. Patreon is for our VIPs only. Those shows are on Crowdcast too, but only our VIP patrons can access those shows. And that is like a $3 a month charge or a $10 charge. And we do give away some readings, books, or we have special interviews with some of the hosts. So you might enjoy that. Secret little things. I'm doing a reading tomorrow for one of our winners from Monday. So we just love it. And we love our producer, Tiffany Michelle White. She always comes up with these great ideas for us. So we may not be able to get Joanne Leo back here, but her website is psychicjoanneleo.com. I hope that you will join us. She is a fabulous individual. Please give her a call. Check out her website. She's a frequent radio personality on my show and also on Jimmy Mack Healing Show, which is also a wonderful show on Goldylocks Productions. I don't have your picture though, Joanne. Can you come back on? We also have some of our other hosts. Laura Romero is Angels of Healing Light Show. You have Magical Journey Show with Reverend Brian Rawls, excuse me. You know, I think I have Alzheimer's already. The mind is there someplace. That little line is in there, but I just got to file through all this peripheral stuff. And Alinda is commenting that she won a reading with Tiffany and it was fabulous. So that's great. Goldylocks Productions our host is trying to get Joanne's link back up here, see if they can do it. Please check out my website, carolancarey.com. I would love for you to consider me your spirit connection. And I hope that you will call upon me, visit my website, my little blog, my events that I'm doing. I haven't been doing too much lately because I've had 2 sick dogs, but I am planning to be out and about in Sarasota. I can do private readings in Sarasota. I do group readings. I have a couple booked for the end of March and April. Be glad to speak with you about that. Better price and location. Also do a lot of phone readings, international, Vietnam, Brazil, Canada, Oklahoma, Idaho, New Jersey, New York. So Spirit knows no bounds. So please don't hesitate if you'd like to book a reading with me. I actually like my phone readings better than anything because it's just easier for me. It just comes right through. There's Joanne Leo. There you are. Thought we lost you there for a minute. What happened?
I have no idea what happened, but Tiffany said it might have been my connection. So all I did was do that little circle thing. I can't believe it because everything else worked. My phone worked. Yeah. Everything else worked. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you're back so you can say goodbye in a couple of minutes. Is there anything you wanted to add? Everybody just loves you.
Oh, great.
Happy with their readings. You were just on Jimmy Mack's show, what, yesterday?
Yes, I was on Tuesday. I'm sorry, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yes, had a ball.
Oh, good, good. I said you're quite the radio personality now, especially on Goldylocks Productions. We take turns having you on our show.
I love Tiffany. She's great.
So that's great. And I had mentioned your website a couple of times. That you do parties, you do family charts. That's an interesting concept. Parties would be great, very entertaining and educational and inspirational for your guests. If you're looking for something new to do, Joanne will be happy to accommodate you with that. And we send all kinds of healing thoughts to you, Joanne, so that you and Frank get better. And you're allowed out of quarantine soon.
Pretty soon we'll be out of this, sequestration or whatever they call it. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Me and Amazon are best friends.
Yeah. I like being home, and Amazon and I are best friends too much, unfortunately, but you can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
Never have to leave. I want to thank all of our listeners and people who tuned in today for readings. It was great. Thank you, Joanne, for being with us this evening. And we certainly enjoyed having you, as always. We always enjoy having you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Thank you for livening up our show. So until next time, please join us in the Psychic Flow next week. Thank you so much. Good night now. Bye. Thanks, Joanne.
You're welcome.